Like and subscribe right now, or the spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Researchers do their best to get to the ocean depths, but there's a limit to how far they can go. However, remotely operated vehicles peer into the deepest parts of the ocean to give us a deeper understanding of ocean life. Stay tuned as I show you these 10 things captured by submarines that shock the world. Number 1. Whale asleep. Whales are fascinating creatures that researchers find exciting to study. Scientists recently revealed that sperm whales had been seen sleeping in an upright position. The first case was recorded in 2008, stating that the fish were drifting in pods vertically below the water's surface for 15 minutes, during which they didn't move or breathe. The animals were unaware of the researchers' presence. They concluded that sperm whales spend 70% of their time drifting like that. These whales choose between full and half sleep. They have the most powerful sonar of any known animal. They're also expert divers, reaching depths of up to 1,000 meters. The IUCN says they're a vulnerable species, as humans often hunt them. Number 2. Sunken airplane. Researchers exploring the Pacific Ocean have finally found the final resting place of the USS Hornet, an aircraft carrier that sunk in 1942. Sonar images revealed that the vessel lay intact on the ocean floor. It settled over 17,500 feet deep around the Solomon Islands. Due to its location and depth, most of its remains didn't show signs of deterioration. One of the most visible elements of the video was the anti-aircraft weapons used to fight intense bombardment from Japanese aircraft. Despite these defenses, the fires and damage to the plane were enormous. The vessel was famous for its role in the Doolittle raid in April 1942, when 16 B-25 bombers took off from the ship's deck for a surprise attack on Tokyo. The research team and vessel that found this airplane is funded by the estate of the late Paul Allen, one of the founders of Microsoft. Number 3. Search of Souls. MV St. Thomas Aquinas was a Philippine-registered passenger ferry that collided with a cargo ship on August 16, 2013. The effect of the accident was so severe that it collapsed with hundreds of passengers on board. Over 108 were dead, 29 were missing, 733 died. Within 30 minutes of sinking, the crew ensured to hand over a life jacket to all passengers, many of whom were asleep at the time. Divers began recovering the bodies on August 17th, but later suspended their operations due to safety concerns. Most survivors were sick from swallowing too much seawater and oil that could have leaked from the ship. Maritime accidents are common in the Philippines due to the poor weather conditions, lax safety regulations, and poor maintenance of vessels. After the accident, a special board was established to investigate it. It was reported that the ship that collided with it was in the inbound rather than the outbound lane, therefore leading to a collision. Number 4. Mystery bones. Divers have found the remains of an unidentified creature on the seafloor, sparking theories that it could be a sea serpent. Paranormal researcher Deborah was amazed when a diver sent her the picture for analysis. Because she didn't know what it was, she posted it on YouTube to see how her viewers would react. She explained that the image was captured by a remotely operated vehicle 830 meters below the water's surface. The footage shows the robot approaching the ocean floor, but stops when it finds a strange set of bones on the floor. Its vertebral column leans in a straight line, with the other end showing many large bones. The researcher is stunned because the skeleton's dimension doesn't match with any known sea life in the area. She compared the skeleton with as many creatures as possible, but none seem to be a perfect match. Can you identify the animal? If yes, please tell us what you think it is in the comment section below. Number 5. Apollo rocket engines. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, had always wanted to explore the ocean. One of his primary aims was to recover the F-1 engine powered by the Saturn V rocket. It was later found 14,000 feet below the water off the coast of Florida. The team found an incredible sculpture garden of F-1 engines telling the story of its violent end. Unfortunately, they couldn't find the original serial numbers, suggesting that what they found may have been different from the real deal. However, after bringing together the pieces, they realized they had found the actual engine. This engine remains NASA's property as Bezos agreed to display them in the Seattle Museum. All components of the machines have been restored to prevent corrosion and maintain their natural appearance. These parts sat at the ocean's bottom for several decades after plummeting from the sky at 5,000 miles per hour. Number 6. Shackleton ship. Do you remember the Endurance ship crushed by ice that sank near Antarctica? A team has uncovered its remains after 100 years of going missing. They located the wreck over 10,000 feet underwater in the Weddell Sea, east of the Antarctic Peninsula. They didn't believe what they saw at first, but upon closer inspection, they realized they had found the long-lost vessel. They admitted that it was the finest wooden shipwreck they'd ever seen, as it remained intact contrary to what they thought. You can see the name Endurance clearly written below the taffrail. The group leader said the expedition was the toughest he had embarked on as a researcher. The Endurance sank in 1915 after it was trapped in ice. The 28 men aboard were forced to abandon and run for their lives. The search for the vessel cost over $10 million and was funded by an anonymous donor. The remains are presently protected as a historic site under the Antarctic Treaty signed in 1959 by 12 countries. Number 7. Alien jellyfish. The Java Trench is believed to be the deepest part of the Indian Ocean. When diver Victor Vescovo visited the place, he filmed the most shocking creature since his diving career. He spotted what's believed to be an alien jellyfish species. He described it as an extraordinary gelatinous animal with a unique appearance. For a moment, he thought it was artificial. The team watching the footage replayed it severally to see if they could make out anything of it. They went to the internet searching for clues, but found nothing. Eventually, he found another group of Japanese scientists who found something similar. He spoke to them about the finding, and they admitted to having seen the alien creature on one of their explorations. Since they weren't sure of the species, they couldn't name it. The beast raises its body above the seafloor to filter food out of the water. It may have adapted to this lifestyle due to its location. An adaptation that helps it raise its body above the seafloor is the best for the Java Trench environment. Number 8. U-boat monster. In 1918, after the Royal Navy caught Gunther Kretsch off the Scottish coast, he explained to them why he couldn't dive and escape. He told the interrogators that he couldn't submerge because his vessel was damaged after being attacked by a giant sea monster. The image shows the well-preserved vessel, but doesn't capture any strange monster as initially claimed by the captain. Kretsch reported that he was on the water's surface recharging his batteries when a colossal creature emerged from the waves and landed on the deck. He described the creature as having a large eye and a small head. It damaged the deck, meaning the ship couldn't submerge. Ironically, none of his crew members corroborated this story. However, the captain's report continues to fascinate monster hunters. They suggested that he described a mosasaur, a 60-foot marine reptile that existed during the Jurassic era. Number 9. Ancient Chinese City. China's Atlantis is a hive of paved roads, arches, and houses hidden 130 feet underwater. Also called the Lion City, Xisheng was once the center of economics and politics in the eastern province of Zhejiang. In 1959, the Chinese government built a new hydroelectric power station that made them construct an artificial lake. The dam slowly filled with water until it submerged that once thriving city. Finding the Lion City has renewed the hopes of finding Atlantis. Searches continue across the Mediterranean, especially in Gibraltar. China's version of the Lost City is set to be a global attraction. It's now used as a destination for diving clubs, and its fame is expected to increase. The entire city is now called a time capsule, since most of the structure remains intact. Number 10. Giant oarfish. The oarfish is rarely seen washed ashore or in the ocean. However, Jeremy Wade is one lucky man to be blessed to see this species without much fuss. While he might not have had the opportunity to capture it, like other sea monsters, he was excited to see the 11-meter-long fish. Jeremy spent 3 decades exploring the sea and finding the rarest marine creatures there. But he hadn't seen a thing living like this giant oarfish. Even after finding it, he needed someone to convince him that he was dreaming. While this fish remains elusive, researchers say they live at depths of 1,000 meters. They're the largest known living species of bony fish, weighing up to 600 pounds. Due to their resemblance to smaller fish, they're also called the king of herrings. Since they're rarely seen alive, little is known about their conservative status. Until next time, adios.